Joining us for yesloans.com.au is a man from the Carlton Football Club. He's a young West Australian. He grew up out in the streets playing with
Pick six.
Garlett and Nat Nui. Just a couple of names
Walters,
as a young bloke growing up with. Is that right? Chris Yarran, welcome to the program. How are you, mate?
Thanks, boys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, that's right. Obviously grew up in Midvale and Bushby Street with Nat Nui and Walters. It's always good fun to play with those boys now, or against them now. So.
You still keep in touch with them?
Yeah, I spoke to Nico today, actually. I didn't, as we're playing against them this week, I tend not to speak to them throughout the week because, you don't want to get too caught up in friendship when you got to go out there and play this week. So I'll be no doubt giving them a call if we win or when we win on the weekend. So tell them all about it.
You don't usually ring up and say, look, mate, if you're going to stand on someone's head, please don't stand on mine or anything like that. You don't put in a special request?
No, I don't. No, not at all. I just hope that he doesn't jump over me. That's the only thing.
Mate,
short compared to him now, so.
I want you to swoop on the ball, and if he's coming at you, I want you to take him on and see what happens. Will he mow you down or not?
I'm not sure now. I think he's lost a little bit of his zip with his groin injuries over the past year. So, I'll try it, but hopefully he doesn't catch me, because if he does, he's sure going to let me know about it, that's for sure.
Now, Mick Moldhouse has thrown you blokes all over the shop. He's got blokes that would be playing back in the past, like yourself, playing forward, and you've been getting on the scoreboard. How have you been finding your new role?
Very good. It's always good to have blokes that can play multiple positions on game day. Like myself, Simpson, Andrew Walker, and likes can play anything on the ground. So it's always good to play in those positions, like I said, because teams are, if they're going to set one bloke at a defensive forward, like the three of us, we mainly play half back. It's always difficult for those opposition teams to try and shut down on one bloke, because there's three good running half backs that can do the job, which is great. And my form's been pretty good so far. So just got to hold up to the end of the season, I guess.
How is your relationship with Mick going? Because last year there were some testing times. I think I can remember you starting on the bench as a sub player. How are you getting on with Mick these days?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hiccup there last year, but everything's been great this year. Can't complain really. Sat down with him at the end of the year and said I wanted to play at a half back, and he understood that and gave me a go throughout the NAB series, and I was able to make the most of my opportunities and really cement myself back in the back six, which is great. But yeah, I can't complain. He's a fantastic coach. His record speaks for itself. So we had that little muck up, but everything's fine now.
I've had Mick Moldhouse as coach, and he's looking grumpy. He's looking grumpy as I've seen him in that box, mate. And you've been out in the ground, you blokes, and he's been punching the wall, he's been slamming the phone down.
I just want to ask you, Chris, at quarter time and three-quarter time, and let's say you haven't had a good quarter and you're walking into that huddle, your eyes must look at Mick to see who he's going to walk towards.
Am I getting the stare right now?
Yeah, I do actually. I was on the wrong end of a few of his sprays last year, but. It's not ideal for a coach that strives to be in the finals to be 0-4 in the start of the year. So it's understandable why he's upset. But we worked really hard throughout the week to figure out West Coast games plan and hopefully get a win this week. So
now you, Jeff, and also Eddie Betts were a great trio for many years there. You missing Eddie?
Yeah, he was obviously a good mate of mine. So it's sad to see any Carlton. He's Carlton great. He's been there for so long, and he was loved by all the blokes. And it's just sad to see him leave. But obviously, it was for his best interest that he left the club. But I speak to him very, once a week, if not twice a week. So we still keep in regular contact. So we're always going to be good mates, no matter where our footy career ends up.
Now, Chris, I've watched a lot of the Blues, and do you, as a player, feel like in those first few rounds, 0-4, that you underachieved? Because I look at the names, and Gibbs and Murphy and Walker and Simpson, and I know Carazzo's just come back in the last couple of weeks. Curnow you've lost now, but he's been in ripping form.
Scotland.
There's been other blokes like McLean dropped, Garlett's been dropped, Waite's been dropped. He played again last week. I mean, mate, they're not blokes that can't play. They've all got talent.
Yeah, certainly. We as a footy team, we all, didn't live up to expectations early on, and some blokes paid the price for it. So, you look at the names like, Gibbs, he's been up and down this year, but he's had a great game on the weekend. Murph's been up and down as well, but, we've been able to, find some form last week, and hopefully the blokes, as you said, can get back in the team like McLean and Garlett. I'm pretty sure they can because they're such great players when they're up and going. So they might get their chance this week. Who knows? But it's always frustrating when good players like that aren't playing as well. But it's a long season, so hopefully they can make their way back in the team and help us get some more wins on the board.
You've had two coaches. You've had Ratton and Malthouse. The changing game style. How have you found that?
Mick's always about defence, and I can't really mock Malthouse's coaching strategy because he's such a great at what he does. His record speaks for itself. But he's probably one that taught me a lot about defence, and not saying that Rats was magnificent for me because he was the one that gave me the license to go to half back and really take the game on. So I think Mick's obviously more older and a lot more experienced, but I've no doubt that if Rats gets another go at coaching job, he's going to be fantastic in that role. So.
Mate, you got 3 holes to fill. Juddy, I know he came back and lasted 5 minutes, but I already spoke about Curnow, and you've lost Bell as well, who has played some reasonable footy, and he was pretty good last week. So, and they're out for a month at least, all of them. So three blokes have to come in.
Yeah, so it's obviously frustrating to have injuries this time of year. But we've got obviously McLean to come back in. A few younger blokes like Nick Graham to fill that role. We've got Dennis Arnold out the side, Jesse Garlett. So there's a few blokes that come back in that's, it's going to not obviously be as good as Chrissy Judd or Ed Kerner as he has been in the last few years, but we certainly got the depth to cover those losses and hopefully give West Coast a good shake this year.
You're going to need to, Chris, aren't you? You got the Pies the week after, so 2 big games.
Yeah, so every game's critical for us now because we dropped 4 early on the season, which isn't ideal, but it's a long season to go, so we're just going to take it one step at a time and see how we go.
How are you going to beat West Coast?
I think we can get them with their run. They're going to load up with their tours, I think. If we keep ball to ground, get them on that spread and offensive run, I think we'll go a long way to win the game.
Chris, what keeps you ticking away from the game?
Oh, well, I'm a bit of a family man. I've got a lot of family over here as well, so tend to spend a bit of time with family, but I'm also trying to be a fireman outside footy now, so I've got a little bit of stuff going on there. So once I finish footy, hopefully I can walk straight into a fireman department and finish off my life there as a fireman.
Have you been put in any of those claustrophobic situations? Because a mate of mine, mate, over here, he failed because he couldn't handle the little holes, mate. He couldn't handle being trapped in those little places that he felt uncomfortable in. Have you been put through any of that yet?
No, I haven't actually started it yet. So I'm starting next Tuesday. So
righto.
I'm actually looking forward to something like that.
You're going to have rooms full of smoke. You're going to be crawling around in your guts, mate. You're going to have this breathing apparatus on. You're going to have your fireman's uniform, your helmet.
You've been through it.
I've had a very good instruction. It was the picture was painted to me. Yes, so you got that to look forward to, young man.
Yeah, it's certainly something I look forward to. So hopefully we can get moving with it and do some firemen and putting out some fires, so should be good.
Good on you, mate. Well, thanks very much for your time tonight. All the best for the weekend, and thanks for joining us here tonight on 6PR.
Good on you, mate.
No worries. Thanks, guys.